Okay, testing. We're going to get started now. All right, so today we're going to be using Magic Layers in Canva. This is a pro feature, so please keep that in mind. So the idea with Magic Layers is it separates out all the elements that it sees in an image. So let's get started. I'm starting with these flowers over here. Sometimes when you're creating these kinds of things using Midjourney or Sora or any of those platforms, you love the elements it creates, but it doesn't separate it. You want them separated, so this is the way to do it. So the difference between this and using the background remover, like I'm doing now, is that the background remover only removes the background. The elements are still there. So if you want to isolate each one of these elements, you're going to have to sort of do this and then duplicate it. So I just held down Alt and dragged it along with my mouse. And then, it just becomes really tedious. This is time consuming. It's not fun. And that's where I'm stopping with that one. So now Magic Layers enters the picture. It's not perfect yet. It's not very consistent, but with time, these things only improve. So watch the space, and I would get used to using this tool because I think you're going to use it a lot. And I do also think it's one of those tools that it's difficult to think, how will I use this? But you'll realize soon enough, you'll be using it all the time. All right, so what's happened there is I did that so quickly. I just deleted the background, which became its own element. And now each of these elements that were on the, part of that original doodle are all separate. So we have all these individual elements. All right, so what I want to show you how I used this recently. I was creating a little planner, and I love these little crayons here. I like the worksheet and the scissors. I didn't like all this other stuff surrounding it. And I wanted to move, create more of a flat lay with stuff overlapping. And I really love this little dinosaur worksheet over here. So let's do Magic Layers. And see what happens. I also want to say, while this is happening, these little doodles that I've got here, all these little ones here, you'll be able to grab a link to this Canva document with these doodles in it so that you can play around with it as well and have some fun and enjoy. All right, so look in the description for that. So now back to this. It has separated these elements out nicely. You can see here. So I'm just going to delete this background. I like this worksheet. Also, the text, Canva converts the text into proper text, so you can edit this now. And you can just see the cool font that it's selected over there. All right, so now let's have a look. I'm going to group this together and just move it out. Okay, so I grouped that star. Let's ungroup. I like the stars. Stuff that I'm not going to really use, I'm just going to put to one side. I like the scissors. And then I really like these crayons and the scribbles. Now I'm going to create another scribble. So I'm going to hold down Alt and just drag, and it duplicates that whatever item your mouse is along. And in this case, it's allowing us to change the color. So I'm just going to change it to the same color as the crayon there. Now, previously like I say, this is a bit of a hit and miss sort of tool. Previously when I did this, these crayons became separated. So let's see if I apply Magic Layers to this again, if that will work. I don't think I'm going to use these. All right, so let's see what it's done here. Yep, and there we go. We have them, they're separated. So that's nice. Now it just gives me a little bit more freedom to work with this. Okay, so I want to create a little flat lay. Again, I want to use this as well, but you can see here, it hasn't kept the background of this worksheet, and it's going to look a bit funny if I do it like that. So quickly, what I'm going to do, and again, previously when I did this, I didn't need to do this step because it kept the background in. So I'll say it again, hit and miss. But what I'm going to do is just color select this white over here. Oh, sorry. Let me try that again. I'm going to go in here and pick up the dropper, pull out this white here. So now we have the same color paper. Select the pen tool, and I'm just going to, because these are doodles, I don't have to color in perfectly. which is why I chose this, because, you know, we can have a little, we've got freedom to just do things a little bit more rough around the edges, but it's good enough. That's the whole point of doodles, is they're not perfect, right? Okay, so there's that element. You can see I've colored it in. And now I'm just going to select it and bring it to the front. So what I'm doing is I'm holding down Control and square bracket to the left, and I'm pulling it forward. And there we go. Now what's happened here? Why is that? Oh, what we need to do is send this to the back. So another way to do this, instead of using the square brackets, is I'm just going to say to back. And there we go. So now that's like a nice, oh, and again, you see these little individual dots are in front. So what I'm actually going to do is just say I'm selecting, this is the doodle here. So I'm just selecting that and saying bring to the front. And there we go. That looks a little bit better. And now I'm just going to group that together. So that's one individual element. So there we go. That's an extra tutorial within this tutorial of how to do something like that. So, all right, let's group this. Control G to group. I'm placing this like that. Now I'll put this on top of something, these crayons here, which I don't think I'm going to use, but let's see. And now it's just a matter of playing around with what you want to do. So this is sort of what I had in mind. Again, Control square bracket to the right to bring it forward, and square bracket to the left to send it back. So I like this. I like the idea of, you know, the crayons having scribbled on the page. So let's do this. We can be coloring in the dinosaur blue. There we go. And then these little stars are cute as well. Let's just add a little bit of something extra. Again, Alt and dragging down just to duplicate that. And there we go. So I'm going to delete this. And there's your brand new little piece of clip art for whatever you wish to create. So again, you can now group this, Control G, and then right click on your selection, download selection. Select, you can download it however you want. If it's a JPEG, it'll obviously keep this blue background. But if you select PNG and transparent background, it will download with no background. So it gives you a little bit more flexibility and freedom to layer things, which is always nice with PNGs. Again, pro feature, so just probably another good reason to get pro. Just to show you, so if I change the background here, you can see how it looks there. So that's that. Thanks for joining me today. I am going to be using these little doodles in another tutorial later on. So stay tuned for that. Please subscribe, and don't forget you can grab these doodles in the link in the description below. Thanks and happy creating.